Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne. This is my video coaching newsletter, and the topic of today's newsletter is going to be I dumped her while drunk, apologized when sober, but now she wants space. Yet another email from a dude who drank too much and put his foot in his mouth, got himself into trouble. So obviously he got drunk. He got into a fight with his girlfriend. I think they were talking over the phone, arguing. He dumps her, sobers up. Next day, he's like, oh shit, what'd I do? Tries to fix things. Then she's like, yeah, I need some time to rethink things. And so she's reached out a few times over the preceding week, but he didn't try to set a date. Now he hasn't heard from her in a week. So the important thing to understand is when a woman says she needs space or she needs to rethink things, you got to be okay with giving her the space. Because masculinity is calm, and he clearly was not calm. He was not being masculine. So obviously she's going to lose some attraction and respect and wonder if she really wants to stay with this guy. So the thing to do is when a woman says, I need space, like, hey, no problem. Hit me up when you miss me. And then as soon as she reaches out the next time, assume she had enough space, she's ready to re-engage and just create the next opportunity for sex to happen. Hang out, have fun, hook up. But he didn't do that. So, and then, when you've dumped somebody and then you want them back and then they say, well, I want space, then you got to let them be and you got to wait for them to reach out. So he says, hey, coach, about 2 weeks ago, I got into a fight with the girl I'm dating. We had both been drinking and it was late at night. Neither of us were in any state to be talking about anything serious. Remember, the phones for setting dates, not getting drunk and arguing with one another. But he didn't listen. But of course, we were too inebriated to stop ourselves. That's called a lack of self-control. And you're supposed to be the masculine one. You're supposed to be the one that can maintain control no matter what. Because feminine energy is chaos. And when you get chaotic like this, you're acting like a chick. So of course it's going to ruin the sexual polarity. I eventually lost my cool, told her I'm walking away. I wasn't a complete dick about it. No name calling or anything. I just kept reiterating that I'm done and I'm walking away. I really didn't mean it, and I was just super frustrated, confused, and drunk. Well, as the book says, men who understand women don't argue with them. But if you get drunk and you argue, it's not going to end well. She was actually fighting for me and trying to calm me down, telling me that we will sleep on it or sleep it off and discuss it later. So she was the more calm one, the more rational one, and he kept acting like a fucking jack-in-the-box. So, again, you're totally losing your shit. You cannot do this with a woman, ever. It doesn't make her feel safe. I should have just listened to her, but I was raging and couldn't be calmed down. It's not that you couldn't be calmed down. You didn't want to calm down. You wanted to lose your shit. Maybe this is what was modeled for you at home growing up. So you were just acting with what was modeled for you at home. He says, this is truly someone who, as you say, knocks my socks off. I'm 33. She's 38. Very independent. Hasn't had a boyfriend in 8 years. That's a long time. And later that day, she sent me a closure message to which I replied by calling her. I clarified to her that I am not looking to break up and I'm sorry for my actions. She sounded pleasantly surprised and said, why did I mentally prepare all day to not have you around then? So remember, this is like when you have a breakup, it's like women get to experience what life is like without you. And that's why you stay in no contact until they break up. Or till they break it, I should say. He says, I didn't realize she still thought I was going to walk away. Supposedly, she had been processing that all day because it really got to her. It was like, yeah. Because the guy she thought you were and what you displayed for the night before was like worlds apart. She's like, well, who the fuck is this guy? And as you said, you couldn't control yourself. Feminine energy is chaos. And so you were chaotic and you were acting like a chick that was just losing your mind. I understand that it hurt a lot hearing me say I'm going to walk away repeatedly. And she kept explaining to me that those words carry a lot of weight and she takes them very seriously. She mentioned something that you also said in your videos, consistency. I became inconsistent when I kept trying to walk away from her hot and cold. So more than likely there was probably some of this behavior even when he was sober. So this just tells me you're kind of emotionally irrational, and you're having a hard time exercising self-control. That's a male strength characteristic that women need in you in order to remain attracted to you. And if you continually lose your shit like this and act like a fucking crazy ass jack in the box, they're not going to stick around. You're supposed to be the one that makes them feel safe and protected. Not a guy that just can't fucking handle his emotions or his alcohol for that matter. The phone call was great. She expressed how feelings haven't changed and she hasn't felt like this in a long time. She did keep mentioning that now she is confused. Well, obviously, you should expect a pullback when you behave this way. There were no shutdown statements such as, "This isn't going to work," or "We just simply aren't compatible." She did say the next morning, "I do need time to rethink things over. I'm not saying I want or need us to stop messaging, just need time before we discuss this again." So when she says that, I was like, no problem, babe. I understand. Hit me up when you miss me. Hit me up when you're ready to hang out. I want to see you. And that's it. It's the invitation is sent out. Now you got to wait for her to accept it. And as soon as she reaches out, you assume she had enough space. And then you need to arrange the next get-together. That's it. It's very simple. It was a very easy thing to get past, even though it was a crazy scene because he didn't blow it up completely. But it's like he kind of turned into a statue afterwards, or a robot. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? The following Monday and Tuesday evenings, we talk like normal for hours over text until we fell asleep. Dude, the phone is for setting dates. You just had a big blow up. You should be getting together and fucking and having good makeup sex. But instead, you're chit-chatting like a fucking girl on the phone. Wednesday morning, I got a "hope you have a good day," and I didn't hear from her until Friday. Again, she's reaching out multiple times. She had the space she needed. It's like, what the fuck are you waiting for, dude? You're the leader. You're supposed to be making the get-togethers happen. Hang out, have fun, hook up. That's it. This should have been a really simple thing to get past because, again, she wanted a little space. Like, no problem. She waited a day or two. Then as soon as she started texting you, you should have been like, "Hey, let's get together and make dinner at my place." And then invite her over, hang out, have fun, hook up. It's so simple. You don't even need to bring up the argument or anything. Just focus on hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. And if she wants to bring it up and talk about it more, then you can talk about it more at that time. But in reality, she just needs to come over and be like, "Oh, it was just a little bump. We got too drunk and we acted like jackasses." And then we move on. But he's like, doesn't compute, coach. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? When she reached out, it was a pic from my favorite soup restaurant, which she had eaten at earlier in the day. She sent it with the caption, "Your fave." It is now Friday the next week and I haven't heard from her. I am not pursuing or begging or pleading. I'm just letting her come to me at her pace and going to try and set the next date on the next contact. Well, if you don't hear from her in 2 weeks, then you should reach out and make a date because you're completely ignoring the fact she reached out several times and you didn't do anything. You didn't arrange the next get together. So instead of this just being one evening that got out of hand because you guys are both drunk, now you haven't seen each other in 2 weeks and you haven't fucked in 2 weeks. It's like you're just not following what I teach, dude. This is such a, it would have been different if she'd been like, "Fuck you, it's over, I don't want to see you anymore." Then that would mean more than likely she was looking for a reason to break up with you. But in this case, she was taken aback. She was like, "What happened here?" And so she got over it with like in 24 to 48 hours and was ready to see you. But again, you didn't arrange the next get together. Maybe he was waiting for her to ask him out. But again, women don't do that. They just reach out. They get in contact with you. They put themselves in the orbit, which is exactly what she did. Anybody that's in sales understands this. You got to get face-to-face with your prospect. But instead, they re-engage and then they just text for like hours and hours until they fall asleep, which is just stupid. It's, again, you made things a lot worse than they needed to be by turning into a statue. Now, I'm assuming they live in the same city. You didn't say anything about being a couple hours away from each other, long distance or anything. But that would be a different case. But in here, we're assuming they're in the same city. And again, next time she reaches out, invite her over. If you don't hear from her for 2 full weeks, reach out to her and make a date. Invite her over to make dinner at your place. And you will need to let her do a lot of talking and get her to open up. And that's the beauty. Women tend to remember, they say about 8,000 words a day, and us guys say about 2,000. So women are just natural talkers. So when you get together, make sure she's doing 80% of the talking. And if she wants to talk about what happened, you can do that. If she's like, well, you've been cold, I haven't heard from you in a week or two, say, yeah, I know. You said you wanted some space, so I was just trying to, give you as much as possible. Maybe it was a little too much. Sorry if I seemed a little cold and like I didn't care. I wanted you to have time to contemplate and think about what you wanted to think about, and then we could talk about things when we are talking about them now. So if you got a question or a challenge and you would like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. If you haven't already signed up for our paying exclusive members-only premium content, in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify or the website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there. And with our website, if you choose to subscribe there, you can get a 7-day free trial to check out what content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan, you can get a 25% discount for paying the whole year's premium up front. So go there now, understandingrelationships.com, click the plans tab, sign up for a free trial. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.